Hello everyone, Sam Faraday here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, in the last video we made, we were analyzing the story of Feast Part 1 and 2. Now, I'm going to be honest guys, I couldn't really find any footage of Feast Part 3 and 4. I tried to talk to the director, Daffy Tomato, to see if there was any footage that he has of Part 3 and 4. But he doesn't really give me a straight answer, so I don't really know. So since I won't be able to analyze Part 3 and 4, I'm going to be talking about another film, The Cabin. The Cabin is a short film produced by a YouTuber named Terror, who is also one of Daffy Tomato's friends. Now, as far as I know, there is only 2 parts to this film, and there will probably not be a Part 3. Now, because Terror is friends with Daffy Tomato and they both make short films, it is possible that The Cabin may be connected to the Feast story. A quick reminder to Terror, I might make a few mistakes in this video, so please forgive me. One more reminder is that, like before, the voice acting and acting in general is not that great. But I had a blast watching this, and again, I hope you do too. Let's begin. Cabin Part 1 was made on September 16th of 2018, 3 months before Feast was even made. The video starts off with a car driving in a forest. After the intro, the characters are introduced. They explain that they are going camping. Some of them love it, some of them hate it.
I don't want to go to camp.
I love camping.
I think it will be fine.
Everyone shut up.
You now know what I mean when I say the characters have bad voice acting. Just ignore it and just try and pretend as if they're really weird kids, like me. This next clip shows someone, or well, something, watching the 4 people. Try to remember this clip of this man because we will see him in the future later on. Now, before we go to the next clip, we don't really know who is who since they never introduced themselves. So instead, I'm going to give them their own names. The man holding the camera is most likely Terror, so we'll call him Terror. So, the names are Terror, Tony, William, and Bob. Try to remember the names if you can. Finally, after a long walk, they arrive at the cabin. As soon as they enter it, Terror starts complaining like a little
There's nothing to do.
But in this next shot, William says that he has been once living in this cabin for 5 years and that he's gonna go walking.
Whatever, man. I've been here for the last 5 years, so I know that there's a tree house nearby. So bye.
However, the rest of the people want to come too, so eventually they all just walk together in the forest.
Hold on, I'm coming too.
Fine, you can come follow me.
Wait, I want to come too.
Wait, what'd you say?
Wait, I want to come too.
Okay. Ryan, do you want to come too?
Yeah.
Let's go then.
After some time passes, they seem to have discovered a kind of wooden wall. They break it open and reveal that there is a tree house that has been there for God knows how long. Now, in this next shot, they decided to do a montage of what they were doing, but they chose very poor choice of music, so I'm gonna post-edit and replace it with better music. After the montage ends, Tony, William, Bob, and Terror all agree that they should probably be going home now. As Tony gets back into the house, a mysterious man with a wielding axe comes into his house as well. The murderer finds Tony and literally cuts him to death with an axe. As William and Bob get back to the cabin and is at the front door, they are greeted with an axe slamming to the door. Now William and Bob are left to hiding behind a wall. When William decides to take a risk and goes outside, he gets shot in the chest with an arrow. With Bob being the only one alive, he hides as best as possible. The murderer tries to look through the window, but he can't find anything, so he leaves. And thus, Fast forwards 12 hours later. After Bob feels safe, he tries to get into the boat, only to find out that it doesn't even have any power. And after that, the murderer comes and makes his move. Yeah, I know, pretty edgy stuff. When the killer pulls out his knife, it goes to the next clip, where William is turned out to actually be alive and survive the attack. He gets up and tries to get to the boat. Meanwhile, Bob and the killer have a fight. But in the end, the killer wins, cutting Bob's throat. William comes a little too late and also has a fight with the killer, only to reveal that the killer was actually Terror the whole time. Not even any sort of hesitation, William kills Terror, concluding Cabin Part 1. Now hold up, we still honestly have a lot to talk about in this film. First off is the poor construction of the video. The Cabin wasn't really a good film. If I were to put Feast and Cabin on the tier list, Feast would probably be in B+, and Cabin would be in F-. Now, since this was made in 2018, of course it would be cringy. It would be cool if Terror remastered the film in today, 2020. Now, because it's a bad film, doesn't mean it raises some good questions, like how and why Terror was the killer to even begin with, who was the man stalking him at the beginning if Terror was the killer, and where does William go to next? Hopefully we can find out soon. Now, before I go, I just want to say a few things. First off, Feast now has a soundtrack. There are currently 2 songs right now, named Overdue and Chrome Cage. The song playing right now is actually the Overdue song, and it makes pretty good outro music, so I might use it frequently. Second is that the next video we will talk about is Cabin 2. And also, just because I said Cabin was a bad film, does not mean you should dislike his vid. Please don't witch hunt him. It was very fun to watch. Alright guys, I'll talk to y'all again soon. Later.